Intro! Oops, I meant to read that. So basically, normal Tarkov didn't cause me enough stress, anxiety and pain, so I decided to make the game harder by restricting myself with this wacky rule set called the Hardcore Challenge. The Hardcore Challenge, as this beautifully high quality screenshot of a text file is called, only allows bartering with traders, bans the flea market, bans scav runs, and bans fun. I mean, force use stuff, no items. Oh, and the secure container can only be used for keys, but because I'm special, I'm allowing money in the secure container. This video is the second part of a series, the first one being the video uploaded to my channel before this, so go watch that one and then come back here. But to summarize that video, I started with nothing, but the blessed interchange almighty saved me and gave me something. And now I have my foot in the door and I'm ready to take on ground zero and complete my starter tasks. Those tasks being burning rubber, by far the easiest of the four, just extract using the car, so I put 5k rubles in my pocket and kept the location of car extract in mind at all times. Saving the mole, where mechanic tells me to go to the most contested part of ground zero to grab a hard drive filled with, oh god, tapes of him greasing up his gun, if you know what I mean. Then first in line, which happens to be the first quest in a long line of quests that therapist gives, if only she gave therapy. And finally shooting cans, where I must shoot some people and check out some cans. And with that out of the way, let's get to talking. So, Raid 3. I spawned in, had no idea where I was, but knew there was loot that had not been looted. Within a minute, I filled my inventory with random crap and was ready to move on, although I quickly ran into an issue as I got the frost effect from the Easter event, which was still active. I responded to the stimulus by running in the opposite direction as I learned my lesson in the last video. After finally realizing where I was, I headed for first in line. Well, that's what I would say, but not only did I not know how to get up to it, but I also got scared by the intense gunfight breaking out above me. So yet again, I ran in the complete opposite direction because this is basically the only gear I have and I very much would not like to build up from nothing again. I found myself just running around and grabbing what little I could, swapping out items for slightly better or worse ones. A long time went by while I scurried through the dank underground, turning and running tail between my legs whenever I saw blue on my screen, making minimal progress towards completing the quest I had come here to complete. Finally, to the delight of scripting me, I actually did something, and tactically made my way up some stairs to cross a road and loot an unfortunate PMC. I think he died to the event scavs, and heeding his cautionary tale, I once again ran from the blue frost effect, which annoyingly originated from the first in line quest location, so I instead completed saving the mole with no trouble, and I even bundled up with a nice car extract to complete burning rubber. And with that, Raid 3 was finished and I can rest easy knowing that I won't do another raid until this dumb event ends. Not much else to say really, I handed in the quests and accepted the new ones before heading out and waiting a month to make the first video in this series, although I did hold off on handing in my medical supplies as I wanted to find more useless ones to hand in instead. Heading into Raid 4 with basically the same gear as last time, just with a backpack as I realised how much loot I want. Oh yeah, and I got this backpack from a stimulus check from Prapor in between raids. The backpack immediately helped me as I could legitimately grab all the loot in the medical area, and then take the back streets towards more loot, only stopping where I heard footsteps approach me. Some scav-ass looking PMC stopped by to drop off his loot, which I greedily stripped from his corpse before turning into Solid Snake slithering slyly through city streets towards Strex, having a close call with a player scav walking right past me. I probably could have killed him, but I didn't want to attract any attention to myself as I had no idea how many scavs or players were around. I mean, I also knew that I would whiff, but that doesn't sound as smart. However, this hiding led to a heart-racing dash for extract after a scav saw me slipping through Stuff's window, attracting a whole horde of scavs, all yelling at me and even shooting. Like, how rude! God, scavs these days, so disrespectful. But despite the scary circumstances, I pissed myself in a safe corner and cried until I was ready to make a dash for the car extract. I paid for the service and waited for the guy inside to finish his wank or something, I don't know what he was doing for that minute. I was too busy watching out for the rustling bushes and distant scavs. In fact, I was so preoccupied I literally jumped into the car a second before the guy drove off. Overall, an underwhelming raid, but a win nonetheless. I had been the first in line and had gotten a cheeky PMC kill to compliment. A little bit of housekeeping and deliberation later, and I geared up for my next raid in woods? See, after completing saving the mole, you get introduction, which allows Jaeger to be unlocked, and well, we all love Jaeger. So I just had to go to woods and grab his love letter for mechanic. Maybe that hard drive was for Jaeger. Okay, I was about to write nothing happened in this raid without even checking the footage, but I just remembered how it started. with a lot of lag. Sadly, a reoccurring theme in this raid, but that on its own wasn't too bad. However, while I was trying to fix the lag, another scav snuck up on me and shot me. How bloody rude of him! So, as you do, I shot him back, hid, little, and then shot him many more times a few minutes later. With that rude scav out of the way, I was free to loot up and begin my journey to Jaeger's ladder. Along the way, I killed another scav and stole his nappy, looted a medical tent, and got my first slaver. Finally healing my bloody never mind. I just completely forgot about the buckshot that hit there a few minutes ago. This game has never had this issue. What the hell? A little more lag and a cheeky sniper kill later, and I found myself grabbing Jaeger's ladder and making a mad dash for extract as I had almost no time left. Oh, and just ignore the fact that I gave up on grabbing a mint AKM because I didn't want to drop my shotgun, which had the grip for gunsmith. I mean, I also didn't have any ammo for the AKM anyway, but yeah. A little bit of lag, running later, and Jaeger was my friend. Too easy. Having boosted my stats and gotten a new quest giver, it was time to overcome my fear and start shooting some cans. And perfect spawn. I can easily get to the quest with no worries. Or I can reload my gun while desperately trying to grab a soft drink. That works just as well. Jokes and tidbits aside, I got scared by a shadow, and then got to the first can shooter, looting everything that I could, except for the filing cabinets because I didn't want to spend the whole raid here. One tactical re-clear later and I was out onto the open, not so open, road. However, I came upon a comeuppance within the second can shooter. After spending a good few minutes diligently deliberating it, I decided that today, I would not be a fearful rat. I would not be a scared little Timmy. No, today, I was Chad. I rushed into the building, clearing anything and everything. You never know where the rats could be hiding. Clear. I stormed up the stairs, definitely never stopping to prepare a final ascent through the barbed wire, and I reached the top, saw the can shooter, but instead chose to rush everything and anything inside. Yeah, it was completely empty. Turned out the shooting was all occurring outside. Oh well, at least my quest is done. Having used up all my courage, I slipped through the underground up to a random building because despite making 10 guides on this map, I still haven't learned half of it. Yay. All this exploration led me to a perfectly lined up headshot on some random AI scav, and I still need kills for can shooting. So obviously I took the shot. After that I just left. No more jokes, I just left. Back to the underground, then around the outskirts of the map, and then through the medical tent, small amount of looting and extract. Since I've done all the fetch quests on ground zero, all that's left is a few kills to finish off shooting cans, so I might as well use this as an opportunity to snowball gear out of one of my spare shotguns. In I go to get my 4 remaining kills on ground zero. At first, I didn't care if I lived or died in this raid, since I'm trying to clear out bad loot, but as I found more loot, specifically a Salewa for Therapist, I wanted to extract more and more. But sadly for me, extraction was not my fate. Today, we mourn the death of complete Idot. He died as he lived, a man of loud keyboard and quiet voice. Sorry, wrong part. He died as he lived, killing scavs and taking loot. May he rest in peace. Hey, fun fact, that was my first death since raid 1. But yeah, since I died, I gotta go back for one last raid to get my last few scav kills, and well, you might have noticed my continual complaints about lag. Well, this was by far the worst raid, and it wasn't even frame lag. But anyway, I went in with my trusty pistol, and just now I realized I wanted to save my pistols for stir up. Whoops. But continuing, I spawned in the same place as raid 6 and did some minor looting before I made my way out onto the open, not so open, road. This time teleporting around some random building while trying to fight a group of scavs on the road. Slowly, I skillfully cleared out the scavs, picking up a nice MP133 for mechanic or prapor, matters who's cooler, and I also found a nice TOS for skier. Hopefully I don't die with it. Wink, wink. After a little more killing and travel, I found myself having constant packet loss, so I tried to wait it out on some random staircase. Eventually it went away, though it did still last longer than my patience, as during the fit I had moved underground and was now most of the way to extract. Inventory full of a pretty good haul with a few quest items, I walked down to the sunlight. Only one problem. Between me and extract, there's a guy, and I am very, very scared. That's 2 problems actually, but let's make it 1. Yeah, nah, I just sat in a little corner knowing that he wouldn't clear me and just popped him a few times in the head.
And with that, I killed him, and then I'm gonna heal him and get him all of his loot.
Yeah, so that never happened. Don't really know what to say here. I mean, I also didn't know what to do. After sitting around a bit, having a few bites and admiring the man who had probably just killed me, I finally got disconnected from the raid. Now, normally when you've died while being disconnected, you just get a stupidly long black screen before seeing the main menu. But either BSG fixed that, or... yeah, so it turns out that last shotgun shot killed him, and I did indeed get all this guy's amazing loot. Having just been blessed with surviving the cursed packet loss, I took no chances, grabbed everything in a few trips and sorted it under the bridge, and finally I could leave this crazy raid. Or so I thought. Nah, just kidding. The guy had a body, but he was already dead, so just more free loot for me. And after that, I got some food for Jaeger's fat ass before extracting safely. With all that done, I've now completed all my starter quests and have reached level 7. I've got a good stockpile of gear, granted almost all of it's from scavs, and I have very little ammo, but it's a start. So my shopping list for next time includes 5 scav kills anywhere on Tarkov, 3 Iskra ration packs for Jaeger, 2 more first Alewas, must be comfy to use, and a white body armor that looks like paper. Skier's words, not mine. With that, this video is done. Let's go! If you made it here, you're obliged to subscribe, like, and comment some feedback so I can make this not shit. Like, seriously, I need to know whether joke's good or bad, because I think it's a coin flip. And as with last time, the more engagement you guys give me, the more likely I'll make the next video instead of just watching pests, I mean pork.